so really what I, set out to do when I left UMG is to, build a record label in your pocket, right? Like if these people aren't going to be providing services anymore, then how are people going to, figure out how to develop themselves? How are they going to figure out how to market and promote themselves? And a lot of it has to do with, the data that you're looking at.
Yeah. And so, because talk to me a little bit about that, because you mentioned earlier a new song doesn't have a whole lot of data points.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So the point of a new song is to figure out how to build as many data points as possible. Is this what you're trying to activate?
As many data points as possible while keeping the cost of your marketing as low as possible.
Okay.
Right?
Of course.
It's all about optimizing your position in an algorithm at the end of the day.
Yes.
Right? And if you're able to optimize your position, then the algorithm is really good at what it does.
Yeah.
If you were to look at a viral trend on TikTok and you remove the content and you just look at the behavior of the virality, right? Like that's a perfect example of an algorithm which has identified a piece of content that they know improves user experience, and they've identified a list of users that they want to send it to. And when it knows those two things, it's super quick, right? Like there's audience that can be gained. You just need to be able to control it and coordinate it and time it in the right way. It's the same way that, like, if you think about, you're riding down the highway in a car, right? Like, we live in LA. If we were going to get from the west side to Silver Lake, you're going to take the 10 like east to west.
Any Canadian government officials are watching. I live in Toronto. Go on.
Yeah, we're in.
I know. Sorry. Go on.
Everybody's going to basically take the same route, right? Everybody's going to be in the highway.
Yeah.
But you can also take surface streets, right? And you can put in GPS. And even though we're all going in the same direction, we all have different destinations, right? And it's no different than when you're talking about an algorithm on a platform, right? Like you're all going somewhere, but you all have a different audience that you need to be able to get to. And that's what the algorithm is really trying to figure out, is everybody that's in line, who should it send to? Mm-hmm. And you can, no different than, waiting in traffic. If you know what your position is, you can pull off of the highway and you can take a surface street for a little bit and you can jump back on if you see that opportunity.
So how do you know your position in that?
Well, again, I think you need to be able to focus your data really around like three different areas, right? There's engagement, there's exposure, and there's passion, right? Engagement is controlled by content. That's things like your music. It's things like the video, social, like likes, comments, shares, like things like that. That's your market fit. Like that's what you're putting out into the market. Mm-hmm. And what do you hope to have from that? Like you hope that your sales, are going to convert to happy customers, right? That's passion. That's what Spotify is trying to find. They prioritize passion because that, proves user experience. And that's what they're ultimately trying to do. They're trying to get people to stay onto the platform longer. Mm. So it's the relationship that your content has with converting to user experience that's sending like a huge, signal to the platforms. And then you combine that with the amount of exposure that a piece of content has, and exposure is controlled by push marketing, right?